Thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to be reviewing the Bont Cycling Riot 24 road cycling shoes. The new Bont Cycling Riot 24 shoes take the brand's popular, budget-friendly Riot model and upgrades them with improved fit and performance. As the product name suggests, the Riot 24 are new for 2024 and inherit the same simplified upper construction of the Vapor 23 shoes, which makes them easy to visually differentiate from the previous model. In terms of packaging, you have a simple cardboard box with the Bont Cycling logo printed directly on there. Lighter, stronger, faster, which is always a really cool motto. We have the Euro 44 wide variation, so that's really nice about Bont. You can get the wide variations if you need it. That's about it. So we'll go and open this up and take a look at the specs. Retail price on this is $219, so a lot more affordable than some of their other models. It also has a dual BOA L6 dial system, which is really nice. So you have the dual zone adjustability with an upper and lower dial. It also has a microfiber upper construction, so really flexible and breathable. These are designed for 3-bolt setup, so Shimano SPDSL or Lakio. And as you can tell, it has a standard tongue design, which is part of their slide and ride. You just slide your foot in there and you can start riding. These are heat moldable, so you still have their carbon fiber composite sole, but with the upgraded design, there's less need for actually doing heat molding. In terms of what comes with it, obviously you get the two shoes. We have the shiny gold one, which really looks cool, especially under the lights. And then you just have basic packaging underneath it. There is no additional bag like you get with the higher end models. And you have a basic BOA informational tag around the dial. Now let's take a look at the weight of the shoes. So if we take the right shoe, again, this is a Euro 44 wide. That comes in at 290. And then the left shoe, so a little bit different at 282. Bont Cycling has incorporated their slide and ride design, which replaces the previous wraparound design of the Riot shoes with this more traditional tongue design. These uses a standard 3-row cable routing system and a flexible tongue on the inside. So it can open up a lot wider than the previous wraparound version, which makes it easier to put on, take off. As you can see, you can simply undo the dials and then it opens up nice and wide, which makes it very easy to put on, take off. It's obviously not as exciting to look at. It looks more like a standard shoe design, but definitely pays a lot of benefits for day-to-day usability when you're putting these on and taking them off. The Riot 24 shoes are currently available in 3 different colors. You have white, black, and then shiny gold, which is what we have here. So it's definitely a polarizing color. It's a solid gold color scheme. It's really only broken up by the black of the carbon fiber sole, and then the inner lining, and some of the dials, which are all black. Definitely a cool color, and you can see it's almost a light gold tint to it, and especially in the lights, it kind of reflects off, so it looks very cool. Basic Bont branding, so Bont along the side, and then on the sole as well. As with the other shoes, this has a bathtub design, so you can see how the sole really extends all the way upward, and you have that unique anatomical shape, so much wider than traditional shoes, which would be narrow in the middle. So it's a lot more comfortable, not as visually attractive, so it definitely looks more like the clown shoe with this big opening and big front. But if you have wider feet, it's definitely a lot more comfortable to wear. Bont is also really transparent as far as differences, so if you're looking at the Vapor versus this, they list all the differences. The big differences here are the taller stack height, so the height between your shoes and actual pedals, which is the sole. It's a little bit thicker here at 4.6 millimeters versus 3.6. It's a little bit heavier than the Vapor 23. And then the carbon fiber sole is a carbon composite versus the unidirectional design of the Vapor. Also, the big difference is the dial system. So with the more affordable version, you get the L6 dials, which give you micro tightening, but not loosening, so it won't rotate the other way. You actually have to pull up to get a full release. So a little less adjustability when you're riding, you want to loosen and you have to pull up and then retighten it. But it's a minor inconvenience. There are also little things like the fixed cleat positions versus the adjustable ones. And the fact that you have a standard insole versus the Cobra 9 variation, which makes it a lot more affordable. So at $220, it's definitely a lot more affordable than the $400 variations. As far as the upper material, you can see it's a microfiber construction, really flexible and lightweight. So like a lot of modern shoes, we only have structure when you need it. So in the heel and then the toe, you can see I have additional structure, but otherwise very soft and flexible. I'm not sure how well this color scheme and upper will last. So you can see you still have creases here, even though it's still brand new. But as you wear it more, there'll definitely be some more creases that'll be obvious with this shiny color. There's 2 exposed seams here as well. So you can see the seam along the inside and then along the rear, but otherwise really nice and flexible. Tons of perforations here. So you can see there's holes all along here and then the slotted holes on the tongue, which give you even more airflow. So it should be nice in warmer weather as well. As far as the fit system, you have a dual dial setup. So these are the BOA L6 dials. Nice and sleek, but again, no micro loosening. So unlike the Li2 dials, which you see with higher end shoes, you can rotate them one way to tighten and the other way to loosen and then pull up. With this one, they just take out the other feature. But again, otherwise very simple and easy to use. You have 2 dials. So the bottom one controls the 2 rows for the toe box. So you can see as I tighten that, really pulls this inside section in. And then for the ankle fit, you have the top one. So you don't have that wraparound effect like you had with the previous design, but with the routing of the wires here, you still get the adjustable dual zones. So you have a lot of flexibility here for the fit. This is the wide variation, which is why it looks additionally wide, but Bont shoes are very anatomical. So if you look at the sole, you can see rather than really cutting in, nice and wide all the way through in the stubby front. You have this toe bumper here, which helps protect it, and you can see additional structure. Then that wraparound carbon fiber sole that goes all the way around the back. So it should keep your heel in place. This is a carbon composite. It's not unidirectional like the other Vapor one, but still very stiff. And it is heat moldable, so you can throw this in the oven and adjust the fit if you need to. You have a replaceable heel bumper, which is always nice. So just a little bolt here, take that off. Then you can swap it out. And again, you can see that the sole here is set up for 3 bolts. No adjustability, so you have to use your cleat to adjust it back and forth or side to side. But they have this really helpful grid system, which shows you all the measurements and really allows you to center it perfectly with these little red lines that mark these center lines. So pretty nice setup. And then if we go inside, you just get their standard EVA foam and not the Cobra 9 insoles that we see with the higher end shoes. So it's a nice design, but if you need more arch support, you can always swap that in. Otherwise, nice, fully finished interior. And you can see plenty of perforations with all the holes on the outside. Here you can see a top-down view of the Riot shoes, and it really illustrates how flexible the upper microfiber material is. These aren't knit shoes, but they almost feel like it. There's not much structure there, and as you tighten down the dials, you get that nice tight fit. So you can still do high-effort sprints, but you're not punished if you're doing longer rides. So a great compromise with everything. So you get that nice high performance, and the anatomical fit means you're always comfortable. The shiny gold here also looks very cool. With most shoes being just black and white, it's nice that Bont offers something more unique, and we've already gotten compliments for this color as they really stand out. The shoes also offer a lot of performance for the $219 price point. They remind us a lot of the Vapor shoes, so you still get that nice stiff sole. Your heel stays in place, so you can do a lot of sprinting, and you get the comfort as well. The only downside to these shoes is the fact they don't have the micro loosening, which makes on-the-fly adjustments a little bit harder. And the insoles here are more basic. We've gotten used to the Cobra 9 ones, which offer a lot more arch support. So if you do have a high arch, we definitely recommend swapping it out. But otherwise, very comfortable shoe. And if you're okay with the couple small compromises, you can save almost half the price of the Vapor variation. So it's definitely cool that Bont offers these, and they offer a lot of performance for the price. Here we actually have the Bont 23 variation. So you can see visually very similar. They both have the tongue design. This one obviously has the higher end BOA dial, so the Li2. And the great thing about these is you have the tightening and then ratcheting for loosening as well. So it makes it easy to do quick adjustments while you're riding. The L6 dials on the right are a little less convenient. You actually pull up and then retighten. The gold color though looks really cool versus just the black version. But otherwise very similar design. Both have the bathtub effect, you can see you definitely get wear and tear. Their heel bumpers aren't that thick, so if you're walking on rocks or other things, you can see there's still marks on there. This one is unidirectional, so you can see the carbon fiber weave has this different pattern, while this one has more of the kind of picnic basket, so it goes in both directions. But otherwise very similar, and if you want to pay the extra amount, you get the better sole, Li2 dials, and a little bit more benefits like the thinner stack height. We also have the older Vaypor S. So it's not the same as the old Riot version, but you see this one has a wraparound design. And although it's a cool design with the Li2 dials, you can see everything is just stiffer. And it's a lot harder to put on. So if you open everything up, you can see that's about all you get. So very stiff. While with the new Riot, they're a little slide and ride design. Super convenient, so it opens up nice and wide, where this one is more restrictive. We also have the Shimano S-PHYRE here. So this is about double the price, but you get the BOA L6. Really cool color scheme that actually has this kind of iridescent effect. With Shimano, they have a more integrated sole design, so rather than having the full exposed carbon fiber, it's actually covered up. This is also the 44 wide variation. And you can see just a cooler effect, but obviously costs quite a bit more. So with the Ride, you get a lot of the performance at a lot more affordable price point. Now let's go over the pros and cons of the Bont Riot 24 shoes. What we like about them is you have a heat moldable sole, so you can really customize the fit if you need it. You also have a simplified upper construction with their slide and ride design, which makes it really easy to put on and take off, which is a big improvement over the previous variations. You also have a wide anatomical fit that's comfortable and stiff, so you don't have to compromise performance for comfort. The main cons for these shoes is the fact that you do have fixed cleat positions, so if you do need to make adjustments on your cleats, you have just the adjustments in the cleat themselves. And also the insoles here lack the arch support that the Cobra 9 insoles offer in the higher end models. So if you do have higher arches, you may want to consider swapping in your own insoles. Taking everything into account would give these shoes a 9.5 out of 10. These are affordable and high performance cycling shoes. Thanks for watching this review. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You can see more content from us on our website at thesweetcyclist.com, as well as follow us on Instagram at thesweetcyclist. This is The Sweet Cyclist reminding you to enjoy the ride.